Hey everyone, and welcome to Yolanda Yvette Speaks. It's me, Yolanda Yvette, public speaker, public speaking coach, author, and your podcast host. Just a little housekeeping, like y'all already know. To be on the show, or if you have any questions for me or my guests, please email me at yolandayvette speaks@gmail.com, or you can find me on Facebook or Instagram at the same name, Yolanda Yvette Speaks. YOLANDAYVETTESPEAKS. So today, y'all, on this show, I'm so excited to have Miss Sandra Lynn. Um, as a longtime entrepreneur, Sandra, she is an experienced in content marketing strategist and seasoned business owner. Some may even say street smart serial entrepreneur, which I think is a super dope name. She has helped hundreds leading businesses and agencies develop new business and organize for growth through digital marketing, which is web, mobile, and social networking, and business development consulting. She founded, operated, and sold 5 successful businesses of her own, y'all, before the age of 30. And she even sold a few more even since then. She is also a pioneer in the ebook game, y'all. In ebook sales, with first one sold online in 6 foreign languages. That's something that you really never hear of, but we'll get into that. Now she sells 8 courses, 4 ebook curriculums, and over 50 digital downloadables, which are used by individuals for self-study, homeschool groups, and private schools in over 17 countries. Like I told y'all, Sandra's a bad lady, y'all. She loves helping business owners transition their services online with digital products. So she's here to talk to us about digital products and all her stuff that she has done. Because listen, the fact that she has successfully sold 5 successful businesses before she turned 30 is amazing to me. So y'all, welcome to the show, Miss Sandra Lynn, y'all.
Thank you, Yolanda. It's so good to be here with you and everybody.
Oh, I'm excited to talk to you because listen, that stuff that you do is unheard of. Unheard of.
Well, thank you. You got me excited to talk about it too.
I mean, unheard of. I'm like, what? What? In over 17 countries, and you have an ebook in 6 foreign languages. Like
Yeah.
this is beyond me. I'm like, listen, I'm new in the author game, so I just have my paperback speak up book, for public speaking coaches and stuff like that, or public speakers who want to
Right.
become make profit in doing so. But I was just looking at putting it on as an ebook, and I was like, what? Now, I mean, I still have it up here too. I have my my KDP thing. I was doing it last night. I was like, okay, this I don't really know how to do this. So I'm like, see, this is where Sandra comes in.
Hmm.
This
Yeah,
is
Amazon
your
books. I mean,
wheelhouse.
people know that a lot, right? Because everybody's been using Amazon and especially with some of the libraries closed over the last bunch of months
Uh
and
huh.
things. Digital's really become a strong highlight. But yeah, I've been in this digital marketing game for actually quite a long time. As we just stated, and digital products to me are the coolest way to make money. It's not obviously the only way, and especially if you have service businesses, it may or may not be your predominant way, but it's a phenomenal income stream. So
Hmm.
maybe I should just tell you why I think digital products are so cool.
Yeah, keep
Um,
on talking. I'm here
yeah,
for it. I'm about to start writing. I'm about to write my
yes.
notes. I got my notepad. I'm about to start writing notes now.
I mean, digital products, and I'll go into exactly what we're talking about because I want to make sure we're all on the same page. But why digital products are so cool is that you can create them really quickly.
Mhm.
That you can create them, and I mean, there's no inventory, right? There's not a physical thing. So if you have a book, Amazon, you can sell an actual physical paper book and keep your stock and inventory,
Mhm.
or you create the digital version of it, which is read on a device or a laptop, phone, or iPads and things like that. Um, So they're super, super accessible. But the best thing from the business standpoint is the fact that you can keep selling these, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you create them once and you keep selling them. So you're selling them over and over, and it becomes, a passive part of your business. So honestly, digital products are fabulous to create either on their own, um, either as a free lead-in to other services that you're doing,
Right.
or for revenue, right? So you can do that paid. Um, so that's why I just think they're amazing. They're just
So
a
what are
great
some digital products? Because people hear digital products, I don't want them to think like it's something super complicated. What are some ideas of digital products?
Exactly. So some of the best. I mean, there's hundreds of different kinds. If you want to get into the super specifics, but really, it's ebooks and reports. It's workbooks and templates, instruction manuals, things like that. A lot of my downloads are things like templates and checklists, scripts, swipe files, calendars, things like that. And then another whole grouping are the courses, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take an online course. It can be an audio course. It could be a video course. It could be an email course. And then there's the whole realm of just software and downloads. So the music that we listen to are
Right.
all digital products.
Mm-hmm.
An app that somebody might create, or a software opportunity. I think they have like little browser plug-in things now, right? All of that, those are all digital products.
So, okay, let's talk about, because you said online courses. I feel like it's kind of underutilized a little bit for a lot of entrepreneurs. But being in the realm that we are now, everything is easier. Like you said, digital is easier. So when it comes to creating a course online, especially like I said for coaches, now you're able to create a course. You're able to send your clients there to complete the course if they're purchasing the course on their own. So really, you're making money while you're asleep, because you can create a course that people will buy into, and they can just do it on their own without you having to
Yes.
physically be there, right?
You absolutely. You could have a whole variety. So what you just talked about was, a standalone course that you would create, that people can buy, and then they can buy it over and over, and they're doing it. We call it like self-study, right? They're going to study on their own from wherever they want to, whenever they want to. So that is one way of courses. But there are also other ways. So what you can do is you can have a bit more of an interactive type of a course or a program that you develop, meaning that you could have like involvement with, you have a group of people that will go through the course, and maybe you're using Facebook, for example, or another environment, but Facebook's pretty popular for this, where you'll utilize a group for the course, and then you can teach and train or do some small tutorials on little tips that are part of the course, or coaches and trainers, experts can go into the group and do a question and answer. So if you have a group of people go through a course, like I just had 4 people go through my course at the same time. And so they all actually knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so they joined in, and we did it, part in a group, so that I would help break through some of the issues that they might have been having in a particular week, answer questions, and then everybody learns from the other person, right? So we talked about the self-study was the original way, right? This way is probably called like group coaching.
So is that more like a webinar?
Yeah, but it's, you would do this on you're doing through the whole course. So the course could run a month, or it could run 3 months or 6 months. I mean, it just depends on what it is. And then like the third level is where you use digital materials, or a course, right? Or a mix of digital materials as the basis of delivering a very large coaching and training program. So, okay, so something like, if you are training other experts on their public speaking skills, for example,
right?
then you could, right, which is what you're doing. And I don't know you well. I'm literally, this doesn't have to be you exactly for everybody else listening. It's just my obvious example. But you might do things like have a opening script,
Mhm.
right? That would be a downloadable. Then you might have a template, which is like the structure of your talk, right? How you open it, how you tell, when do you tell a story,
Right.
when do you do your testimonial, how do you close? Like there might be a template part to your talk, um, and then there might be things that they might want to. I'm going to toss this in. Um, Purchase that
Yeah.
are part of talking. So like we were addressing this as we were signing in, there's microphones and tools and things that people might need
Mhm.
in order to deliver a course. And if you're teaching a course about courses, then they will need, right? Then they will need some supplies. So you could actually have a revenue stream of referral products
Yep.
that relate to what you're selling. So there's lots of different ways to make the money, and you could monetize digital products. You might give them away for free, throughout your coaching, consulting, training, but they will help your credibility issues. They will help move on to the next product that you're service that you're selling, for a higher ticket, right? Have this be like the bounce off.
Yeah. Yeah, cause,
You know?
cause it's like, cause I remember I was going through my coaching and like, you have your hook item, which is like your free item, and you have your intro, which is like the middle, your lower level, and then you go up to, you try to reach your premium, which is your higher ticket selling item. I'm all for this. I'm like, Sandra, we need to work. We need to
Yeah.
we need to
So
work. I need some courses.
yeah, courses are awesome.
I need some courses set up.
I don't know the statistic, but I mean, it's billion. I know it was a B. So I mean, of a market that the educational market is right now, and that was for the year before the whole COVID. Now people are much more accustomed to being willing and understanding how to figure out online, to meet people and to have conversations and to learn. They're definitely going online as a first stop to learn. So you can, we talked about, webinars and workshops was like kind of more a one-off type way, right?
Mhm.
And then we talked about affiliate products, which is what we just addressed, which is like trying to, sell items of things that relate to it, that you could bundle with things.
Yeah.
But the other thing to make sure to mention is memberships. Um, there may not be necessarily like your first go-to, if you're new to digital products, but it's something to be aware of, especially if somebody already has a really big following and a big other business, and then they just want to add the digital products into the mix. Membership programs are your like monthly subscription, right? To a thing, could be a mastermind or
Right.
just a membership program. But you could have, a monthly video as part of that, with monthly, workbooks, that everybody's kind of going through at the same time. So you could, encourage the digital product integration with the actual like coaching or training somebody else is doing.
This is good information.
So there's thanks. Yeah, there's lots of ways to do it. That's what's so cool. Now, I would like to say one thing is that when you have a lot, because what we've talked about so far, right, is that like the huge opportunity.
Yeah.
We talked about how it's so cool, and we talked about the huge opportunity. But the one thing to make sure to do is to be able to work from your sweet spot. I don't want people to go, oh my gosh, this sounds so cool, but what do I do? Now I'm going to do a course. Now I'm going to do a podcast.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to do a video. Now when do I have to do that? And then people get really, discouraged and confused.
They get overwhelmed.
And right? So I don't want to leave people with that thought. We drew the big picture because it is super cool. But you need to work from where you're comfortable and what works for you and what makes sense for your business. So you can carve out, one small piece to start with. And that's kind of what I would encourage, the people that are listening today, if they are new to digital products, carve out something small, and have it be something that relates to your other products. And every digital product solves one small, tiny problem
Mm-hmm.
that somebody's coming to you for in
Mm-hmm.
itself. So it could be a very quick 5-minute program if it's one of the, free opportunities, or it could be a little bit longer. Like, um, if everybody stays to the end, I'm going to tell you about the link where I created, a free video training.
Mm-hmm.
So I did 3 videos that help people understand what mistakes others get into over creating digital products, so that it doesn't happen to them.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
yeah, so that's an option. But these are easy, right? Video happens to be a platform that I'm comfortable in, and that's okay. And I do love writing, so that's great for me. But that's not great for everybody.
Right.
We were making a joke about how great podcasts are because you don't have to put makeup on or get dressed, right? So there are people who just, this is their realm. This
Yeah.
might be like your way to go, or you may be great in every realm. I don't know.
Yeah, but like you're
Um,
right, because like a podcast might freak somebody else out. Everyone's usually not good in everything, so you have to find what works best for you and what you love and like to do that you don't mind, working in
mhm.
that, in like you said, your sweet spot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just had somebody actually ask me today in my group, um, about, oh, I don't understand social media and I don't understand how to do this Instagram thing. And I said, well, tell me about what you're looking to do. Well, I don't understand the technology with the filters and the apps and the this and the that.
Mm,
So, I assume, that they're expecting an answer about, some resources for apps and maybe a course on helping with Instagram. And instead, I asked the question, um, are you sure Instagram is your platform? Like,
right.
why are you trying to figure out something you may or may not even that may not even be your place?
Mhm.
So nobody needs to be everywhere. Um, so that's your actual first question before you start digging in, to what you think you might want to do the best. But you really need to go, where is my audience?
That is
Where are they?
good. That's good
Right?
because some people are like, no, you need to post everywhere. You need to be on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, every, and you're like,
That's
your
what they'll
whole
tell you.
entire audience isn't even on a certain thing. So,
Exactly.
wow.
Exactly.
And then you get lost, you get confused. I mean, oh my goodness, there's so many different social media um platforms. And oh, that's so good. That right there is a good nugget that you just said. Good
Oh, well,
nugget.
thank you. Yeah,
Good,
I,
good,
I
good
do
nugget.
get it. I feel for people because, everybody's trying really hard to, find and do the right thing for their business, right?
Mhm.
Make some good choices for themselves. And, they'll maybe Google some stuff, or, go on YouTube, they'll hear a video, and then all of a sudden you'll get maybe, well, it said YouTube. So you're going to get a YouTube person who will say, YouTube is the best. This is
Yep.
the out, and you're like, yeah, okay, now I got to do YouTube,
Yep.
and then right, and then next day you're running through your Facebook feed or whatever, and you get an ad for Instagram, and how somebody made $10,000 in a day off of the leads from Instagram, and you're like, why am I not there? Maybe that's what I need to be
Mhm.
doing.
Mhm.
And it's definitely confusing to people, and that is why I said, what I did, because I really want people to see success in what they're doing. And I really, you start with one small product that's going to solve one tiny problem, right? It's a part of your problem, maybe that first baby step for the things that
Right.
they are purchasing from you, and create it in a way that you're comfortable with. Now, you can also,
Now hold on. Now we're not saying, because I don't want nobody to get discouraged. We're
yeah,
not saying you can't grow and go to something else also, but find what works for you first. Work it. Keyword work it. And then maybe, let's, like you said, YouTube, maybe you want to add in YouTube once you're comfortable with that, right? But don't just try to do everything at one time thinking that you have to be everywhere,
yes, exactly.
right?
You're right, because we started out on our, talk today about all the big potentials, and I just want to make sure, I want to make sure people are able to be tangible about
Yeah.
it. and to be able to do something about it. So that's why I'm making the suggestion. So if you really like to write, then maybe a report or a short ebook or a workbook type thing would be the best for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like to talk, then, podcasting or an audio course or audio trainings might be the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's right where you want to start. Or video, which we kind of addressed, and pretty much everybody knows that. But so those are your three major ways. But you can also repurpose around. So if you focus on, let's say audio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have the podcast is your thing. You can actually turn audio into video by creating different backgrounds to it. So you can have a video out of audio. You can do the transcripts from the podcast and turn that into, a written form.
Oh, child, you just said what I forgot. That's good. So now you have like so now that's a whole ebook or whatever. Because you just transcribed it from the audio or whatever into okay.
So that is the way that you can, expose yourself to other platforms without being directly active in them. You see the difference?
Yep.
Because other people will tell you, you got to be everywhere because your people might be everywhere. And I'm actually telling you the direct opposite. I'm telling you to stick and find your best people in one place, but then throw out a couple of lines, like throw out a couple of fishing lines, with some other stuff that people in these other platforms can find you at least and come to where you work best with them.
Oh, my mind is blown. You hear me?
Oh, good.
Because I never understood the whole digital platform and the products, because you hear it all the time, and I'm just like, because for some reason the digital age, for somehow, I don't know what happened to me, but it kind of skipped. It skipped me because I was a flip phone user for a long time, and then I had friends who had iPhones. I'm like, what is that? And so then I was still like an Android person. So I'm like, so I feel like I missed, I don't know what day it all happened, but I missed a whole lot when it came to technology and stuff. So I feel like I'm up to date, but I'm so far behind. But what really helps me, I have a 17-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old daughter, and that's all. The 17-year-old, that's all, that's all they do.
Well, the thing that's actually good about what you said is that you missed this whole interim time when nobody knew what they were doing, and there was a tool for everything, and it was just ridiculous, and everybody's trying to figure everything out. Well, now it's really cleaned up, honestly. And there are you could get an email service, right, to deliver your products and keep in touch with your leads, and obviously that's why we're doing this, right? You're selling the product, you have to get their email address somewhere. Right. So email services have been so intimidating. Well, I mean, for me and for everybody, trying to set them up, and now, I mean, in 10 minutes, and I'm not kidding, 10 minutes, you can set up an email list with those emails that go out, at 2 days from now, you'll get another one. 5 days from now, you'll get another one.
Listen, I am so confused about that. See, I told you, my mind is not driven, because I was setting up one, and then I'm like, what? I got so confused in the setup process of it. I'm like, but it's so much easier, because if people think back, you had to have that email, you had to input that email, you had to type it like individually. Now it's a service that's full of automation that takes care of all of it, and you just sit back and like, okay, and you've already drafted the email that you want sent. Then if they click on this and it's a different email that goes to different people or whatever, I'm like, this is so cool. As soon as I figure out how to do it. But a lot of people don't
Exactly.
even know that that's a thing that's out there, the whole automation thing, and I think that might be scary for people too. But like you said, it really doesn't have to be. It could be 10 minutes, and it could free up so much time, um, and worry in your mind because I'm kind of glad that I missed the whole confusion part in the beginning then, and that now it's more streamlined.
Yes,
Right?
exactly, exactly. And the other thing too is, if you, there is a lot of writing, okay, involved in digital products
uh,
because no matter how you're delivering them, right? As the video, you're still writing a script in certain ways, at least an outline. And you probably want to follow up with them in some way. So, regardless of what you're delivering, there's definitely like content that you're writing. So, that's a stumbling block too for people because they're like, I don't write that much, but we all talk, right?
mm-hmm.
I think everybody's pretty good at talking in certain ways. You can just record what you want to write about, and
Mm-hmm.
that's you can transcribe it. I mean, even just your Google and your Word all do that. I mean, you just literally
Yep.
talk into it,
That's how I did
and
my book. That's how I wrote my
yeah,
book. I talked it and then sent it to be transcribed, and you know, because long gone are the days where you're sitting there with a typewriter
yeah,
and some
yeah.
whiteout. Long gone are those days. So it's so much easier. But I'm trying to tell you, you blew my mind when you were like, hey, you can turn, like, for example, the podcast recording, right? I can get that transcribed into um, like a book or ebook or a little something or whatever. Like that
Right.
is never thought of. I never thought about that ever.
Yeah.
That is so
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, workbooks is part of what you're doing, or it could be part of like bonuses that you do on
Mhm.
other kinds of
Yeah.
audio, shows or that. Um, yeah, they can become part of something. They can be bundled with anything, or they can be free or sold on their own. So
Listen,
diverse.
if the listeners could have saw my face when you said that, I was like, oh. I immediately started writing like that is so good. Like you guys need to get in contact with Sandra. Like she is a wealth of knowledge that probably you never even thought of so many the things that you could be doing in the digital product world. And it's even better if you're making money while you're sleeping. Okay? Because think about it, like how often at night, because I'm a night owl, so it's like 12 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm scrolling Facebook or whatever, and I'm putting my email address into something. Again, they're making money at they're sleeping or they're doing something with their family. Like they're literally making money and not sitting in front of their computer. They only sat in front of their computer for maybe 20, 30 minutes to set up something, and now it's bringing in that passive income. And that is, it blows my mind how simple something could be. But you have to utilize the people who know about this, which is you. Because I'm somebody, if
Well,
I don't know something, I'm going to outsource. I'm going to find the person who knows how to do it. But like I said, I feel like you said some things already during this podcast that's probably opened up people's eyes to be like, I never thought about that. But again, like I said, I'm the person who's up at night putting my credit card information in somewhere, and the person is probably rolling over sleep 5 times already, making money off of a digital product, off of a course. Because people do courses, even so, like Groupon is a big deal, right? And people have courses that they put on Groupon. So is that a thing too? So once you create a course, now you're able to put it in other platforms.
yeah, you promote it any way you want to, sure.
Oh, see, and that's a whole nother thing. This is amazing.
Hmm.
I'm stuck. I am so stuck because I didn't know in talking to you what we were really gonna get into. So this has just blown my mind. So how do we get? Let's get back to your ebook and being a pioneer. Okay, okay. With these 6 foreign languages, how do we get there?
Mm.
How do we get? No, no, we're not even gonna talk about that first. We're gonna talk about how you sold these businesses.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
how do we get
Yeah.
there?
Well, my first businesses were not digital products because there was no digital products back then. I had marketing agencies,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so I packaged them. The first one was when I was 21. I do a lot with partnerships, so I will advance a business to a stage. I don't know if there are other people here who are, constant entrepreneurs, but we're into like the new idea, the exciting idea, and my space is really like at the beginning. I love ideas and growing ideas and making those ideas tangible and helping people who have ideas making their ideas tangible.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really feel like running the whole same thing for 5, 10, 15 years down the road. That's not me. I'm really more of the idea builder kind of person. So I will find partners and people that who benefit from the kind of business that I had grown up to that point.
Oh, and then you sold it off.
Hmm.
So you built you built the baby up, and you were like, here, I'm done with this. On to the next one.
Yep.
It, it, by
It's a little
30, it was
different.
5. Like, I'm just like, I'm so speechless. Like, that is, your mindset is amazing. To the fact
Thank
that
you.
you were like, I don't even know what to say, because most people aren't even thinking like that before 30.
Well, I think people have to, have a plan for their business, right?
Mm.
And it really depends on the type of business person. And there's a huge variety of all of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's a business, even if it's your, sort of hobby that you might make some money out of, right? That's technically a business,
Mm-hmm.
or it's a business where it's your main, income and revenue source. I mean, you can have a business like, because mostly what I did, right, was consulting and was consulting. Wasn't coaching. There wasn't really that
Mm-hmm.
then. But yeah, consulting to companies, and that's something where you go in, you work with a company over a particular project or a length of time, and then they'll take it over internally, and then you're going and off to the next thing. So I think the nature of just consulting, you really want to see them kind of grow up, right? We want to see your little
Mm-hmm.
student learn everything, and then be able to graduate and
Yeah.
um, grow up. And in this case, I just kind of left everything with them.
Oh wow. You like, and we're done here. On to the next thing. Thank you.
But we're good. So
So let me
yeah.
ask you really quickly. So for somebody who, because I can see it in the realm of coaching and people having courses and things like that, or certain digital products. So somebody who has, because I see a lot of people who like are making shirts, or who use like vinyl and crickets and making trinkets and stuff like that in their home.
Hmm.
How would they be able to use a digital product? Like, what digital product would work best for someone like that?
Yeah. So I've worked with craft people,
Yeah.
jewelry makers, this
Mhm.
kind of a thing, which is basically I think what you're saying.
Yeah.
Um, and that is really uh, digital products are perfect for engaging clients for the resale and getting them started to understand like your company. So I'll use jewelry just because it's yeah. So
Okay.
if you're making jewelry, for example, and maybe you want to sell jewelry on Etsy, um, you've got your unique style, but people are really not going to see that, right? They're just
Mhm.
going to see a bunch of 2 by 2 squares on a screen and go like, oh, those earrings are cute.
Yep.
They're not really going to get any, they're never going to find you again unless there's some other connection.
Mhm.
And that other connection is what the digital products can do. So you could do, not necessarily for money, maybe not. Again, in this case, I would definitely focus on the marketing part of it first, right? Have this be the promotional value. And the jewelry person could have, how I set up my craft areas. What are my supplies that I use? Where do I buy my supplies? Come shopping with me. Um, this is where I develop my ideas. This is how I source my supplies. This is how Mary wore it to this special event. This kind of thing. Like you could have that, and then that's your what Instagram story or your Facebook story or whatever, instead of just having an earring and a necklace and a this and a this. It's just like it's going to be really hard to sell in a crowded market.
That is so. Listen, y'all. Sandra is the bomb. So, because I feel like a lot of people don't think like that. Your mind works in a different way, and I love it because some people are
Yeah,
like,
definitely
"Hey,
does.
I'm gonna make a shirt and I'm gonna take a picture, and hopefully it works, right?" Which is nothing wrong with that because if you don't know, you don't know. Like, but you're like, there's more to it. So yeah, you can take a picture of a shirt that you made and post it everywhere. But what's probably gonna bring you more revenue is if you say, "Hey, this is how I did something," or like you teach the I have a little small, like you said, the thing like these are my suppliers that I use because the ones that are going to find you are probably going to be the crafters themselves too. And then you have those who they just want to just buy it because they think it's cool. Because I like watching things being made. There was a whole show how things are made or how it's
Yeah.
made or something like that. I would watch that show back to back. I love binge watching shows like that. Just simply because I like watching how things are made, and then you turn around and you can purchase the item that was made. Like,
Yeah. And just
oh,
like even, creating a book, for example, right? Like
yeah,
you've done, or like you might, I would assume that a lot of your clients would be doing, some sort of writing
yeah,
projects or
they
things,
are.
right?
Hmm.
I would think that that would be a big part of it. So, um, I mean, the books can definitely make money. Some might not, right? It
Hmm.
totally depends on the topic and whatever, but the book can be used in your whole like catalog of the things that you offer. So you could, in some case, when you are teaching other people and training on um, speaking issues and writing issues that they have for their business, um, show them how it's done. Like show how you did that book. Show them how you transcribed it, and then
Hmm.
they'd be like, right, now I could do that too, and it would feel so much easier. Um, and then you could blog about it and make a quick graphic, and all of a sudden you've got your Facebook image, you've got your blog, you've got your Instagram, you've got your Twitter, you've got it all there.
That is
You could
just
do
phenomenal.
you could do tip of the day as you're building it.
Hmm.
I know they just well just they keep changing the Amazon create space KPD
KDP,
yeah.
KDP. Uh huh.
Yeah, they keep changing it, right? So
Hmm.
every couple months, there's a new way to do something. So
Yes.
if somebody were to go, like, I want to get my book on Amazon, if they don't look what the date is, you know, they're going to get a video with, a
It's
couple
out of
hundred
date.
thousand views, but it was 6 months old. And then they get to the screen, and the screen isn't even anything like what they.
I just had that conversation with someone. Like I was going through a training and I was watching the video going step by step and I was so lost. Matter of fact, it was about the automation thing. And they're like, "Well, just watch the video that I put on the website." And I'm like, "Okay, but it's out of date. So what you told me to click on, it's not even there." so
Exactly.
so I'm like, now I have to try to find a training on it that's more up to date. But I'm like, it's it's whatever you said was is no longer relevant, and it changed, like you said, changes every couple of months. So
Yes.
stay relevant. So
So you
wow.
you could, for your audience, create the path of me doing this, or um, how you need to do that in this right now. um, you could do little mini tutorials for it. You could do an email course, email tip of the day.
That is amazing.
You just want to create anything where people are going to give you their email address, right?
Uh huh.
Because that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
The email address is your ability to be able to keep them and nurture them and keep talking to them.
Right.
So if you are a jewelry seller, right, and we sold, back to the Etsy example, and you sold somebody this awesome pair of earrings, if you are, crafting or maker, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it might even be an individual piece.
Mm-hmm.
So that this one goes off and shows all her friends, and her friends are like, "That's so cool. Where'd you get it? Blah blah blah." and maybe they even remember, or they just say Etsy and they don't even remember who the artist and designer was.
Right.
And then if the person even finds it, then they can't even buy the same one because it's a one of a kind. So like they're missing the whole point, right? It's like, if this person's heart is the creative process, then they need to show that creative process to people through digital products.
Oh, goodness. That's some good stuff. Okay, let's talk about the ebook, the six foreign languages.
Well, my first one, yeah.
Yeah.
My very first there were ebooks I did was on marketing, was on online marketing. I used to teach and train companies on the digital side, right? And before digital was new to everybody. So I wrote a book, and then I had interns from a couple different countries, and I said, well, why don't we start translating them into the other languages? And even then, there was this is many years ago. There's the programs that will translate, copy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's probably way easier. And then I had the human review of it, because otherwise it sounds like a robot when you know some of the transcription. So yeah, and then and just did landing pages.
Oh my goodness.
Now they're called sales pages and whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know,
capture pages. Yeah.
Wasn't
Again,
anything.
that you see, and that you see how you said that, like landing page. Now it's called a different thing. So now you would just be, you're like, oh, that's how I date now. So,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. And now we're at the 8 courses and the 4 ebook curriculums and the over 50 digital downloadables. Wow, you have grown. And I thought what you did before
Yeah.
was already big, but you just continue to keep just getting bigger. You keep
Yeah,
doing more
there's always
things.
something to say, and help people with. And my two real biggest areas are entrepreneurship and finance. So they're definitely business focused. I have in the past. I love health. I love anything wellness, fitness, and that kind of stuff also.
Hmm.
So over the years, I have developed quite a lot of digital products around healthy eating and that kind of thing. So that's in there. And the reason that's a mix, and also tech, a little bit of tech, more from the. And I'm not a tech person. I really just learn because I have to, not really because I'm
Yep.
not a coder. I'm not, I'm just one who will delve in and try to figure it out. But I do a lot of tutorials on that. So, the YouTube channel is there. But as far as the digital product store, my whole website is actually on all practical life skills.
Right.
So that's why my topics overlap a lot. But of course, my main focus and my main recent courses are all on marketing and digital products and selling online.
Oh, my mind is so blown right now. I'm just listen again. Y'all need to get connected with Sandra Lynn. She knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's doing. She has a very high success rate. She's successful at what she does. She knows what she's doing, and I feel like rather than just trying to find somebody who does whatever, I am telling you to go to Sandra Lynn because she knows what she's doing and she knows how to get the results that you're looking for. And actually, she knows how to get you to even think outside the box of what you think that you might need to do. Because, like I said, she has blown my mind and had me thinking I didn't even think about stuff that I could use for myself for my own business. Like this is amazing, and so she's offering my listeners. She's offering Yolanda Yvette Speak listeners a freebie, y'all. She has the free video series that she was talking about earlier. So thanks for staying to the end. The 3 mistakes most people make selling their first digital product. So this is for me, right? Since I mean, I guess I have a book on Amazon, so I don't know if it'll be my first digital product, whatever. But this would be something that I would need to look at because I am so interested in these courses and ebooks. and transcribing stuff and tips of the day. This gonna be for something I need to look at myself. So she's offering the free video. She's gonna tell you how to get in contact with her, how to get this freebie offer, and everything. So you, Sandra, go ahead. You have the floor.
Well, I'm so glad that you feel some of the things that we've talked about today are actionable, because that was my goal, that everybody can apply this to their own businesses in their own way. And you can definitely do this on your own. It is absolutely doable for everybody, but it is a lot, right? It's a lot on your plate, and it is a lot up front, because all the creation happens at the beginning. So it is that, curve to get through at the beginning. So I do want to encourage people for a couple things. Definitely sign up and get my free video training. It'll help you avoid the 3 biggest mistakes I see, and it'll just give you a little bit of insight. You go to my website, sandralynn.cc/video training. So should I say it again?
Yep, go ahead. I'm gonna have all this in the online too, but go ahead. Yes, okay. Say it again just in case.
It's sandralynn.cc/video training, and that's your freebie gift for listening and staying to the end. But I also want to let you know that if you need to reach me, just go to the website, the first part of the link that we just gave you, and just grab a quick call, or there's a voicemail on there. There's all ways to be able to reach me through that. And if you want to see the digital store and everything that I create there with the blog, that is actually on my life skills website, which is called ardentskills.com, ARDENTSKILLS.com. Thank you, Yolanda, for having me, and I hope everybody can find their own nuggets and turn some digital products into some real success.
Listen, I know I got nuggets out of this, and I look forward to working with you personally. And you've blown my mind. I've said that throughout this entire podcast, that you've just blown my mind and left me speechless. Because it's one thing to know when you can feel and know that you know what you're talking about. Because some people, they just talk. But no, you know what you're talking about and what you're doing and how to get results. So I appreciate you taking this time to speak to me and to my listeners. This was amazing. So again, thank you. And all right, listeners. All right, Yolanda Yvette Speaks is out, and I will talk to you guys another day. Bye.